Hello, my friends. This is Lynda Lippin, and welcome to the Pilates Goddess podcast. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pilates Goddess podcast. It's Lynda, your host. Fitness and compassionate are not two words that you usually see in the same sentence, phrase, or even paragraph. But after class on Zoom yesterday, I was talking to the women in my Strong Bones Pilates studio, and they were thanking me for always being careful with them while I still push them in terms of their form. For all of these women, I've been showing up to the studio 4 times a week for well over a year now. I only take off the last week of each quarter, which is that kind of extra 5th week each quarter. And a lot of those weeks are holidays anyway. So including the last week of this quarter, which is next week. And I said, there's no reason why compassion and fitness can't go together. And I've always considered my training to be with compassion. And my client Leslie said, compassionate fitness. That's, compassionate exercise. That is a phrase that you should be using all the time and that we should see a lot more often. And I started to kind of think back, because I've been in this fitness game for a very long time. And obviously I work with a lot of clients who have seen a lot of other Pilates teachers, a lot of other personal trainers and yoga folks. I also know a lot of, my colleagues in the city and around the world. And I have to tell you that the majority of fitness trainers and exercise instructors are not coming to their work with compassion for their clients. And that kind of makes me sad because I've always believed that, no matter how well known we are, no matter how much people are willing to pay us, that we are service providers. And most people, at least my clients, are exercising and doing Pilates because they wish to feel better and function better. They want to know that they're in a safe space. They want to know that they're going to get exercises that are going to push them, that are going to make them stronger, but that are not going to hurt them. As you may know, I work with a lot of women who are over 50, who have low bone density, who have arthritis, who have had joint replacements, who have had spine surgeries, who have similar neck issues to what I have, who have, rotator cuff tears and old frozen shoulders. I also work with a number of my colleagues. I work with a number of Pilates teachers, some of whom are in my Strong Bones studio and are taking my Strong Bones program that I have coming up starting in second week of January. And I don't understand how you can work with folks or serve folks who are simply paying you to help them feel and function better and not be nice and not be compassionate towards them. Because what is the point of fitness? Now, there's another side of this that I want to touch on, which is kind of a mindset problem that a lot of women have, that a lot of my clients have, that I have had in the past, which is that feeling where we're not giving ourselves compassion, right? Where we feel like we've let ourselves go, or we've gained too much weight, or we're, not strong enough. and that we somehow caused that. But, life happens, my friends. We get injured. We have arthritis. We have vertebrae and disc degenerations. We fall sometimes. We tear things. We're human beings. And sometimes we just get busy, and sometimes we just get tired, and we get overwhelmed, and we just can't add that extra thing. And frankly, there are a lot of personal trainers and Pilates and yoga teachers out there who are either treating their clients and potential clients so delicately that their clients never really get stronger or really feel and function better, which I think is interesting. Because at the end of the day, I want my clients to keep working with me because they choose to keep working with me. I want them to know the work and the exercises and kind of how to do them on their own. I want them to be able to practice on their own and be independent and go to gyms and go to other people's classes and travel and do whatever they want. But most of my clients stay with me. Now, do I, keep changing their workouts all the time? No, I don't. Do I expand their repertoire of movements and exercises? Yes, I do. But I do it in a way that they can also track their own progress by seeing when things are easier, or when I've made something heavier, or we've done more of something and something gets a little bit harder. I have never been a fan of exercise professionals who yell at their clients or who make any of their clients feel less than. And quite frankly, there are a lot of personal trainers and exercise instructors out there who do that. Okay. There are a slew of them here in Manhattan. I have heard horror stories, and many of us have read these horror stories in the news. So I'm not telling you, I think, anything new or anything you don't know, but there are, specific spinning studios and spinning instructors where if you are not like on their good list, or they don't like the way you look, or maybe you don't do the extra added exercises on the bike perfectly, they will not allow you to be in the front of the class. Okay? It's like not getting picked for fucking dodgeball in gym class in middle school all over again. If you've been listening regularly to the Pilates Goddess podcast, or even if you just started listening today, whether you are a Pilates instructor, a trainee or apprentice, or simply somebody who loves to do Pilates for their own bodies, I am currently in my 15 days of Pilates celebration. From December 11th through December 26th, I am releasing a new workshop replay or class replay for $15. Okay. All of these workshop and Pilates class replays are valued between $60 and $97. They range from modifications for back pain, modifications for neck and shoulder pain, pre-Pilates fundamentals, mimicking Pilates apparatus exercises using bands and Type 4. I also have some Strong Bones Pilates classes in there, as well as some regular non-modified Pilates flows. And I would love you to come over and see the list and get what you want. I never put things on sale for $15, but I am now. So just head on over to lindalippin.com, spelled just like my name, Lyndali, 2 P's as in Peter, N as in Nancy.com, and click on 15 days sale in menu. You will then see the whole list of what's available, and all 15 of the workshops as of the 26th will be available for purchase. You will have immediate access and forever access to these workshops, and they will all be on sale and available to you through December 28th. So I would love to see more of you, to help you feel and function better and teach better Pilates to help your clients feel and function better. So please come join me in my 15 days of Pilates celebration. And while there are a lot of, trainers who own their own businesses, who are very famous, who are very nice, there are a bunch who really make it their business to not be nice. I've heard of trainers moving people in class, again, so that they don't have to look at you if they don't like how you look or you're not doing exercises properly. I've heard of instructors yelling at people and calling them out if they are a few minutes late to class, which, quite frankly, with subway schedules and everyone running around, might happen every once in a while. I have heard, horror stories of people not being allowed to even book a certain class time or a class with a certain instructor or trainer because they are somehow not on the short list or the A list for that trainer or that teacher, even though they're paying the same fucking amount of money as everybody else is in the class. And I don't understand how service professionals who are supposedly helping people get fit and feel and function better can behave like that within whether it's a spinning studio or a fitness facility or small group training or personal training or online training, whatever it is that they are doing. I really don't. For me, fitness and compassion should go together. For me, I exercise or do things for my body as an act of self-love, not as an act of punishment. See, so many of us grew up hating gym, hating exercise, being the last picked for every team. For me, it was like that, and not necessarily because I was out of shape, but because, frankly, I was more of an academic nerd, and I just didn't give a shit. I didn't care. I didn't care if we won the dodgeball game. It didn't matter to me. So because I didn't care and I wasn't so into that team spirit, because I didn't care, I tended to be of the last to be picked for any team. It took me a long time to approach exercise as an act of self-love. And now that I do, it's the only lens through which I view it. So with my clients, whether they are my private clients, whether they're in my Strong Bones program, whether they're taking classes in my studio, whether they're in my $5 group classes for half an hour on Revel, 5 days a week, whoever they are, I so appreciate them being there. I so appreciate them taking the time out of their day to spend with me and do something that they might not love, but that they know is really, really good for them. And I try to make it as enjoyable as possible. We laugh. I tell jokes. We tell stories. I correct them. I make sure everyone's doing the work, correctly and well, that people aren't getting hurt. I explain why I modify certain things, why I leave out certain things, why I do a lot of certain things, especially if we're doing a lot of squats or a lot of single leg bridging things or, a lot of push-ups and planks. But I explain it in compassionate terms. This is why you're doing this for your body. This is why this exercise is hard, but why it's ultimately so important for moving forward. And what I notice is that as the women I work with, and not that I don't ever work with men, because I do, but most of the people I work with are women, that the women I work with, the more that I work with them and the longer that they're with me, their talk about their bodies starts to change. Right? They don't say things like, oh, that bad leg or that bad side, or this is, so fucked up, or my, loose butt, or, whatever it is. They start noticing when they're doing things better. They talk to me about how they go on vacation now and they're able to put their bags in the overhead compartment of the train or the airplane by themselves because they're stronger and they're feeling better. They talk to me about how they're able to move things around the house because they're feeling and functioning better. They talk to me about being able to pick their grandkids up and be able to play with them because they're feeling and functioning better. And for some of them, they even take my cues and my way of doing exercises with them into other people's classes and other people's sessions with them, because sometimes the cues that I use work better for their bodies than the cues that the other instructors or trainers are giving them. And that's okay. So if you are paying for exercise and you are not feeling that kind of love and compassion from your classes, from your teachers, from your trainers, then I really recommend that you look for different ones. I really do. Talk to your friends, go online, shoot me an email, and look for somebody to work with you and your body and what you have going on, who makes you feel good about yourself, who makes you laugh, who makes you enjoy yourself while you're doing the hateful exercises, and who ultimately is somebody you feel like you could spend, a few hours with a week, or at least a few hours with a month, to the end goal of you feeling better about yourself and functioning better in your body. All right, so this is the last podcast episode before Christmas. Now, I celebrate Hanukkah, so I'm kind of in the middle of it. And whatever you celebrate, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Saturnalia, the solstice, whatever it looks like for you, have a fabulous, fabulous holiday, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much for being here. And as always, I totally appreciate you. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Pilates Goddess podcast. Music brought to you by Nerd Salad. Please leave a review on Apple Podcasts, especially if you liked it. And please like, share, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks.